and Dale Earnhardt Inc. or Dal Earnhardt Inc. hosting lobbies tonight.
That's right. No, I need to go into the game and look at the lobbies.
I better hope Teresa
I
doesn't
haven't
see that
actually
name,
done
dude.
anything. Whatever.
Yeah.
Screw Teresa.
Yeah, we are live. Now and the clock's at 1. Oh my gosh, am I that late? Oh, they backed out. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I talked for way too long and I almost missed the race.
No, we're good. Yeah, they're remaking the lobby right now. Doesn't say that we're live.
Refreshing. It looks like we are. Looks like we are now.
Oh, it's weird because it's not showing up on mine.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's oh, Elvin's already in the chat. He loaded in before you did.
Wow, really, dude? It's seriously not showing that we're live on mine.
Well, it's I was able to load it, and Elvin
Oh.
did. So.
Oh, there we go. Okay, now I see it. I just had to load and unload YouTube real quick. But what's going on, everybody? This is the Phantom Racing League on your Saturday night, coming to you live from Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is gonna be an endurance race, so I hope that you took your bathroom break, got yourself some dinner, because this is not a snack race.
Yeah, it's not going to be an endurance just for the drivers. It's going to be an endurance for us as well. This is at least going to be a 2-hour event, the longest of the season by far.
Yeah.
And
we already got 4 people in here. What's up?
Yeah, focus is going to be a very important factor for the drivers. It's a long race, a lot of points up for grabs. There's an extra stage worth of points on the line for the championship contenders. And stack a lot of points at the end of the day. So that's going to be very important, but also maintaining focus, trying to pick and choose your battles, be patient and whatnot. We got to join now, but I got so much more to say.
Point standings, but we have plenty of time. So much time touring in Charlotte.
Yeah, and so far it hasn't looked good in the forecast.
Well, we managed to get through qualifying, so
yeah,
fingers, toes, arms, legs, genitalia all crossed.
If you can cross
we can
your
get
anus,
this in.
But also don't. I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah. I don't want to know if it's possible, but we leave that to those that are willing to try it. So that way we don't have to.
This one's already looking pretty jagged so far as they're kind of riding it out, trying to get lined up. I don't even know who's on pole. It's a mystery. I might have a guess on who our championship race here not long ago. I think it was about a few weeks ago they ran here. And a few of those guys that were in that race are here tonight.
Well, Charlotte is... I honestly talked to a lot of drivers on this game, and Charlotte is the one that nobody brings up as like a track that they feel like they're good at. It's usually like Michigan or, you know, what is it? Fucking like Bristol or dumb, you know, the normal tracks, but nobody really ever talks about. Like, even road course is like, oh no, I'm a road course guy. Like you're a road course guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nobody ever talks about, like, Charlotte being like, no, this is the track where I'm going to beat.
I accidentally switched tabs. I thought I was looking at EdStream when I was looking at hours the whole time. But yeah, to add on to what you said, if it were my decision for the schedule, I would have made Charlotte the finale, because I think it's an exciting track. It's an underrated track. It's the home of all the teams in NASCAR. I love Charlotte. It's It's a track I'm not that good at, but I still enjoy it regardless, just because it's a fun track. Like, it's a mile and a half, but it doesn't really drive like the rest of them just because of how narrow it is. The bumps catch you by surprise. Turn 4, the car weight transfer kind of shifts pretty quickly, so you go from the steep banking to a very flat straightaway, and the car just gets loose if you don't have it set up right. If you're not holding on to it, it's just gonna get light and spin all the way into the grass. We might see some guys do that tonight if they're not careful.
That and the two corners don't corner the same. Like,
They don't. Nope.
the entrance to 1 and the entrance to 3, you have to take entirely differently. You kind of can just like lightly let off and be able to make it through, but like if you go into turn 3 like that, you're going right up the track.
All right, take 2. Let's see if we can get this one going.
Hopefully it doesn't go to 2,000 or
While we
100
do that,
or
I'm gonna
20.
see if I can at least try to find out who's starting on pole. Because that would be nice to know.
It would be nice to know, but I think we'll know that once we get the preemptive green.
All right.
Or once I get sorted out in the back. In the back stretch.
We got about 11 cars in the lineup tonight. 200 laps, 4 stages. We got some returning faces. The 21 car of Hollywood was in contention at Talladega, and this one isn't looking any better. They're already piling in. Turn 1, turn 2. Keith's car does a leapfrog hop into the infield grass. Ed's car's got some damage front and back as they're all teleporting back to their pit stalls. Take 2 is a no-go. We're gonna have to try this one yet again. Not a good time for the lag gods to chime in. It's a 2-hour race. They said, nah, we're gonna hold you up even longer.
Yeah, we're gonna make it 2.5, 3. How about that?
It didn't help that I was mentioning I broadcasted or helped broadcast the Ruthless Championship that was at Charlotte a few weeks ago. That race also got interrupted by lag, but that was in the final stage. Like the last 20 laps of the race got halted because the lag fell to shit.
Yeah, I think you were telling me about that last week, about how that happened.
I was surprised that the lobby lasted as long as it did. Given our luck, none of our qualifying lobbies have been able to hold up. So, Shack Attack's hosting the lobby now. It's public. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Getting invites. I don't need them. I'm looking right at it. I just need to watch the clock. And once it hits 0, we're ready to jump in.
Yeah. Hopefully be able to get this underway. Is right now the points are looking a lot different than they were before that regular season finale. So a lot of drivers really need to cash in on those stage points. And we can't forget that 24 car of Parley is not in the field tonight, which effectively means he is out of the running for the championship this season, as he is just too far behind in points to be able to make up that gap. And I think this is actually the last race of the first round.
You would be correct.
So yeah, no,
there's the schedule this morning just to be sure.
Yeah. So it's not the regular season finale, but it's the first round finale. I do agree with you, though. This should definitely be the regular season finale. Like, end it on a track where you can make up points, especially with how many stages are in this fucking thing.
And the drivers are already chirping in chat about the excessive holdups here. Take 3, third time maybe the charm, or as Shady Acres would say, third time lucky. Only a fool would call it a charm. So that's what he would say. I'm keeping an eye on this number 19 car. He needs a bounce back week after Auto Club last week.
Oh, it looks good.
He had a lot of bad luck that went against him in the closing laps from the end of stage 2 to the very last lap. Found himself sideways on the last lap, basically bled out potential points that he could have scored. He's got speed, just had some really bad luck last week. Tonight would be the night that he could potentially turn it around.
Alright, so looks like we're going to do a pass-through on pit road to start this. So we're starting this like a regular NASCAR race.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty sick.
Everyone's checking their gauges.
We got Hollywood in the field tonight. That'll be sick.
I think he might have got the pole, considering it looks like they're sort of lined up at the front.
Yeah, right now they're just going to damage repair.
Qualifying laps. I saw Kari was second. He ran a 29.37, and I'm guessing... I don't want to jump to conclusions here, but I know Hollywood's got a fast car here.
I was going to say, we saw the last time Hollywood and B-News 2 were in the same race. They were on each other the whole time, so we'll see if that's the story again today. So it is the 21 and the 22, starting front row.
Row 2 looks like it's TCR Condi and guy that I was just talking about, Shack Attack, in this number 19 Bass Pro Shops Toyota. Rolling off P4.
I was going to say, too, I'm still waiting for this 43 to really start. He's already got a win this season, or at least in this round. See if he can get two. Shaq still looking for another win. He only has, what, one on the whole season?
I don't know if he has one this season.
No, that's true. He hasn't.
He's finished second and third multiple times, but just hasn't climbed up to the top step yet. Will tonight be the night? He rolls off fourth. It's Hollywood and Kari on the front row. Are they going to go green yet? No. Maybe they are. Oh, they're going at the line.
Yeah, they're going at the line. Make life easier for everybody else, so that way there's no jump in the start. Nobody complains. We go green. The 21 of Hollywood on the bottom with everybody else in tow behind him. The 19 tries to go low to make it 3 wide. Doesn't have the run. 21 quick to drop it off. Meanwhile, the 21 under the apron, and that's going to put the 22 Akari to the race lead as this race finally underway. Condi in the 43 trying to move up his position, get by the 21, can't make it work on the outside, falls and stays to third, but the 21 loose out of 2. That gives the 43 and a bunch of other drivers. I think the 21 might actually be experiencing some lag driving right now. So he's going to drop to the field, make life easier for everybody else. He's got the speed to get back up to the front, so I don't think that's going to be too big of an issue.
Early troubles for the 21, as he's going to be marred in traffic early on in these early laps, but he knows just as well as everybody else here, as well as we do, it's a long race. Got plenty of time. Work things out, work on the car, get it better throughout the night. And, you know, speaking to Hollywood before the race started, he did say he wanted to make things a little bit interesting tonight. I don't know if that's what he meant, but definitely keeps things very interesting to start with, as he is already at the back of the pack as one of the favorites here tonight, as now it's Kari, who had started second on the outside. Him and TCR Condi, those two have been magnets for much of the last 2 races, running 1-2. Kari's got a few wins on the year. Condi got one at Gateway. He's looking for number 2. He needs to get around the 22 in order to do that. He's got the runoff turn for. Does he try to take him on the outside just like he did with Hollywood? He tags the wall a bit. Doesn't seem to slow him down, but they remain 1-2. And Shackett and Johnny are working together, running 3rd and 4th, as they got a lot of separation. Rick Slick in the 99 actually made it to qualifying. So he's not starting shotgun on the field this time. Started up near the top 5. He's in the top 5 now. But right now he's on a lone island. He's got the front 4 pack in front of him. And he's got a whole pack behind him with Keith and Ed leading the charge. So he's kind of sitting alone right now. And that begs the question about pit strategy and whatnot, because I think these guys are required to pit twice in all 4 stages, if I'm not mistaken. At least that's how I remember it last time.
Could be. I just know that right now, Rick Slick is in the middle of a pack sandwich. He is just on an island of his own. Meanwhile, you got a group of about 6 cars in the back. Rick Slick by himself, and then this lead 4 that's up at the front, continuing to break away. Nobody really looking to battle for the lead, and nobody in that backpack really trying to move up a position. Oh, trouble with the 77 of Ed, though. He tried to drop to the back, got too high into turn 2, hit the wall, comes down on the 21 of Hollywood.
Oh, K2 into the marbles.
Yeah, and that splits that group up. Now it's a group of 3 on a group of 4, so that kills the momentum of that group that really needed to keep their numbers together. As now the 19 moves himself up to 2nd. 43 of Condi drops down to 4th.
Yeah, this could be TCR Condi playing it safe. He knows he's got a quick car early on. He probably trying to get a feel for traffic. I mean, these guys get all the practice they can, but they probably haven't experienced how much aero push there is with the amount of cars that they're going to race around. We got a potential pass for the lead. Shack attack inside of Kari, clears him around the inside through 3 and 4, and potentially more spots could be lost. Barely keeps it off the wall, does a good job there, but he's outnumbered. The inside lane's got all the momentum. Condi kind of playing with them both. Johnny Boy in the number 16, as Parley stated in chat. He's a sleeper pick. He's actually 2nd in points heading to this race tonight. It's been very quiet, very under the radar, but he's been getting solid finishes. Kind of showing up every single week with a shot at a top 5, and he's been able to stack good finishes one by one, and it's paying off for him. He's another guy that's trying to break through as well. That 16, both him and the 19 have had good runs throughout the year, but have yet to score that checkered flag in the win column. And both those guys have a good shot at changing that narrative as they're running 1-2 early on.
Yeah, and Kari's one that is high on his horse coming in here. He was definitely excited to come to Charlotte after last Saturday's race at Gateway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after Gateway, he was all about Charlotte. We actually ran a little, what was it, 7%, little fun race with me, Ed, Kari, Parley. I can't remember if you were in it.
Where was it again? I'm sorry.
Here at Charlotte, we ran a little practice race. These Kari and Parley wanted to settle a score.
The lag.
Yeah. No, it turned into a lag race, and nobody wanted to keep backing out and doing, like, going back into a lobby.
Changes hands again. We're 2x2 up at the front. It's the 16 Poppy Banks Chevrolet popping his head out of the sand and into the front of the pack. Old Johnny Boy takes charge. And lap traffic upbound. Big Dog Turner in the 41. All these guys are able to see him.
Yeah, and 16, like you said, he's definitely a sleeper pick. I'm waiting for this guy to get a win, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when with him. Been in the top 5 every single race. The 41 not getting out of the way!
Oh, they were 3 wide, one's in the grass. And it's Kari, hang on to it. He had to fight that thing left and right, and he is the biggest loser on that exchange. Ton of time lost. And that is not a spot you want to be in, especially if you're Big Dog at a track as narrow as Charlotte. There's no escape.
Yeah, usually the lap traffic sticks to the high line, gives the leaders the bottom. Unfortunately, not what happened there, and that cost Kari the lead. or a shot at the lead, and this whole lead pack, I don't know if him by himself can keep up with 3 cars. But yeah, old Johnny Boy, like I was saying earlier, it's seriously just a matter of when this guy gets a win. Consistently in the top 5, has found himself in the lead, has been in position to win races.
Kari's in the pits.
All right, first green flag cycle might be starting right now. 3 of K2, the 42 of B New goes down with him. So it is the start of the first round of pit stops, and 22 left with no other choice but to try and short pit the leaders due to the time lost. Due to lap traffic, as now the 16, the 19 come in. The 43 doing exactly what he did at Gateway. He's going to try and run it a little longer.
Got the 55, 77, 41. Kari and Stu are crossing the exit line now. There's K2005 getting service. Curious to see where the 22 car will cycle out, see if he can gain some of that time back with the undercut.
Right now, it's
TCR
all a
Condi
matter of...
got the track all to himself. The 3 car merging up a little too early. He's lucky the 43 wasn't any closer, otherwise that would have been a tough spot to be in as well.
There you see on the nose of Kari, the 2 leaders that he was just behind. Now entering the backstretch. He'll be right back with him again. He won't be able to get by him, but he will be back in their draft. So the short pit pays off. Gains him about half a second. The half a second that he lost, he got it back.
Yep.
Now it's all a matter of where the 43 will go. He is now on pit road. He's in his pit stall. The drivers going by him right now are getting their lap back. So this will be for position their next time around. So it's all a matter of, did staying out an extra lap or 2 help the 43 maintain his position on track? With no help, the 43 now getting off of pit road. He is going to lose time, and a lot of it. As they go into 1, they shoot by the 43 at Condi. So he will have no help and an island of his own in 4th. So he will be putting that in the memory banks for later. As what happens when we stay out later.
Kari already demonstrating just how valuable it is to pit early, especially if you're at a deficit. He's at a 1 lap disadvantage on tires, but the draft here is so valuable. And it matters to pit with some friends, because even if you pit later, if you pit with 2 or 3 other cars, you can actually gain time if you hit your marks correctly. So Condi pitting alone, stretching another lap, kind of a double negative for him as he lost quite a bit of time. He lost more than even I expected with how far he stretched it. It didn't even seem like he stretched it that far compared to the leaders, but that's, like you said, something to keep in mind. If there's a time to get experimental, now would be the time to do it. Stages 1 and 2. If you're not worried about stage points, I would be playing around seeing what strategies work or not. And I think we're going to see guys get creative here. Some guys might try to take their first stop early. Some might switch between taking 2 tires and 4, between 1 stop or another. Some guys might try to risk not taking tires. It's doable. If you get it right, if you have a fast enough car, taking fuel only on 1 of your 2 stops is an option. And that's what I like about Charlotte. It leaves so much interpretation open on strategy.
Yes, right now we should be coming to 24 laps to go here in stage number 1 as the field completely spread out. This lead 3, the only, I think, actual group on the track right now. You got drivers that are semi-close to each other. I mean, you got the 42 of B News 2, the 55 of Keith. that are right nose to tail with each other. So
they were side by side across the front stretch not long ago. Keith nearly had him.
Right now with this, I was gonna say, right now with the stage coming to an end, it's no chance of getting to the leaders. It's grab every position you can, really.
It seemed like Stu's car wasn't fully into the track. He missed the bottom completely through turns 3 and 4. He hit it better that time in 1 and 2, and he was able to gain about a car length or so on Keith, so he's built that cushion back up. So that battle is going to come to a standstill, at least for now. As we look around, the top 3 are still nose to tail. Condi doesn't look like he's making up any time on him. Yeah, it's...
Nah, he probably won't. No draft and no help.
Big Dog's going to try to stay high this time, and he will.
Yep. I was just going to say...
Ooh, Keith's gonna set him up again. Inside of B New. He straddles the apron, nearly touched the 42 coming up. Stu's gonna try to side draft him down the stretch. But Keith's gonna win that battle as he will clear the 42 through turn 1 and come out the other end ahead.
21 laps to go and about 10 laps, give or take, when these guys come down away from that last green flag cycle. Stage 1, we'll see where they fill out after this. If this lead group of 3 could stay together, as now we see a pass for the lead. The 19 of Shack Attack looking to the inside of old Johnny Boy. He's going to go through. And he will be your new race leader as the 22 Akari looks to do the same thing and go with him. And it will be the 22 through to second. The 16 falling back to the tail end of this lead 3. But I will say, though, that 43 hasn't entirely gone away. You'd think with it being a 3-car tandem and just a solo guy behind him, that the solo would be losing time tremendously, but that's not the case. He's still within. He could probably still read the car numbers on the taillights from where he's at.
Meanwhile, I think Hollywood in the 21 has found himself back in the top 5. He's not far back from the 43 as old Johnny Boy. We saw him at the side of frame. He is on pit road.
33 laps complete of 49.
But if I'm in that position, that TCR Condi is in later down the stretch, I would flip the script and try to undercut them the second stop and try to gain some of that time back. Right now, he is sticking to his guns.
Like I said, though, he's now lost a considerable amount of time, though. I mean, now that it's Kari and Shaq, which the most unlikely duo, I would say, in this series.
Ooh, they're signaling down the stretch. They were signaling at different times. They almost met in the middle.
Yeah. Yep. That was close. Shack Attack almost met the nose of Kari, and TCR Condi's gonna stay out again.
Might have something in mind. Johnny's already out of the pit, so I'm gonna look and see what he took on his pit stop. He took 4. I mean, this first stage is longer. I saw the 3-car slow, but he's just entering pit road.
Hollywood just came down to make his first green flag, or his second green flag pit stop of stage 1. Kari now leaving his pit box. We'll see him and the 19. It will be Kari just getting the nose on the 19 of Shackett. The 16 coming in behind him. He will be able to rejoin his top 3 buddies. He's going to stick to the outside and see what he can make of it. But the equalizer of turn 3 will halt that progress. Maybe he can come out of here with second, but I don't know if Shack Attack's going to be too keen to let him in. It was worth the shot. You got the run. You got to take it, but the 43 did not come out victorious, I don't think, on that exchange. Probably willing to try it. Right now, your race leader is currently the 55, but that will change once the 19 goes by. MFF though, actually, is yet to come down.
He's in now.
He is in now. So MFF though, actually, I don't know, these...
Yeah, Ed had the lead there. I was looking at the map.
He did, yeah. Right now, it's said that the 43 had moved into second. Where is he? Oh, he did. The 43 is ahead of the 22 and the 19. But not by much. He was ahead by a lot. But the margin was definitely bigger when the 43 came off of pit road originally. But now that gap closing considerably as the 3 of K2 is not being best of help right now. Try and keep that 43 ahead of those cars behind him. The 41 up ahead, we've seen trouble with lap traffic early in this race. It's still plenty early.
Oh, and it's just going to stack up.
Oh, and the 41 getting in the way again. Now up in the wall in front of the 43, making the 43 have to let up. And now the cars behind him are on his doorstep. A car length separates the 43 in front and the 22 behind. Lap traffic playing a huge role again. Now the 22 trying to squeeze his nose there. 3 wide for the lead as the 22 forced his way underneath the 43. The 19 with the run on the outside. The 19 the winner of that transaction. Shack Attack, your leader at Charlotte, as we are in the closing laps here in stage 1. And Shack Attack, desperate for a stage win. He needs every point he can get right now to set himself up for round 2. 8 to go, coming to 7. Sorry, 9 to go, coming to 8.
No, you were right the first time. It's 7 to go.
Oh, perfect. All right. Couldn't tell if it was a 9 or an 8, but But you know, when it comes to stage points, that 22 of Kari is going to fight tooth and nail for it. He has the points lead. We know he wants that Final 4 shot. And every stage win matters, if not race wins, which he already has this round. And this is his track, which are his words. He feels like this is the track where he has another really good shot at a win, so we'll see how it all fares out is right now we have 6 to go.
Condi continuing to bleed time. His 4th place running spot's currently in danger with the pace he's running because the 21 car Hollywood is closing in fast. So 4th place points are up for grabs here in stage 1. The 21's got plenty of time to gain it, but the top 2 separating themselves from old Johnny Boy as his
I don't know what happened there.
Well, he got held up by lap traffic, and he also has like 1, maybe 2 lap tire difference because he pitted earlier than these guys.
Yeah.
Once the lap car got in the way, he pretty much kind of got unhooked from these 2. But watching MFF Kari kind of studying the 19's line, trying to build up a run, seeing when's the best opportunity to take advantage. You mentioned that Kari talks himself up here at this track. I've heard it for years. This is like his favorite track. Like his obsession with Charlotte is like mine with Sonoma. You just have that one track where you feel like this is your turf. You can't mess with me here. And I think this is how Kari feels about this place.
As he's getting mighty racy, it looks like he's trying to find gaps and where the 19's running, try and give himself the run, as I believe this is the white flag lap. I'm going to be cautious about that one. But we'll see as they come out of turn 4 to go across the line. That this is now the white flag lap.
Hollywood gotten around Condi, so, and because we're in the closing laps, we're not going to have a caution.
Oh, the 19 loose! Side by side for the lead, going into 3. The outside line we've seen prevail in many of these battles, coming out of the corner, the 19 loose again. It will be Shack Attack winning in stage 1 as the 22 goes around. By inches, Shack Attack takes the stage over Kari. They were beating and banging, going through the tri-oval out of 4.
And a quarter of the race complete, and the fireworks are already being set off.
Yeah, to put it that way.
I mean, it was an exciting finish.
It was,
Not
but we still have so far. We still
But,
have so much more to go.
While that was going on, it looked like Keith in the 55 had a big impact, spinning off turn 2 and smacking the inside wall, kind of hit it flat. So he's going to have some damage to repair under this stage break.
Oh boy, and if it's none other than the guy who's knocking himself out of moving on in the playoffs, it's our old buddy Parley joining the chat. That was a hell of a stage finish. It would have been cool to have you a part of this, but we understand the reasons as to why. So now we focus back to the cars that are on track. The 19 of Shack Attack will lead him to green. The 16 under that yellow jumps to second, but we're back under green. Shack looking to lead him into 1. He shall do so with some help from the 22 Akari. As they look to break away, here comes the 43 of Condi, helping out the 22. That's going to get him to the 19's door. Driver's side. The 22 going to shoot through, and he will be your leader now at Charlotte, as there is some serious contact going on behind with the 99 of Rick Slick and the 55 of Keith, as the 21 of Hollywood, who's looking a little less glitchy now, looks to run his way up through the field. There's Rick Slick too. You could call him a sleeper. He had a great run at Gateway going. He was the top 5 runner for much of that race until the end, where some strategy and shenanigans took him out of the running. And right now he sits top 5, running 5th. But how about the 43 of Condi? Struggling with the green flag system, and now looks to the inside of Kari in the 22. He looks to be your race leader as Kari really sends it into turn 4. Actually makes it stick. But the 43 gonna win that battle, and Condi, your race leader.
You got one stage in the books. Stage 2, guys are starting to get a little more confident in what they brung to the track. Some of those adjustments made on pit road during green flag pit stops or even under the stage break. That's going to bring these guys even closer together. And they're going to make each other a little more uncomfortable. As now you got the 99 of Rick Slick, who was probably happy to make it in time he was actually able to qualify. So he got a better shot being up at the front and not having to worry about marching forward, as that hasn't really been an issue for him. Even the races that he has started shotgun on the field, he was able to work his way forward. And then you got 21 at Hollywood, whose car looks like it's still kind of jittery a bit, but nothing too concerning. I think he'll be fine though, as he runs at the tail of this line. And I think this is exactly where Hollywood wants to be. He knows he has a car that can run up at the front, but he's thinking strategy. He's got the biggest advantage when it comes to fuel saving, so if he feels like he needs to stretch it farther than anybody else, he can. And even getting around the 99, it's not going to hurt him much, as he will take over 5th as the 99 lets him go by.
Yeah, that 21 really struggling through stage 1. I mean, it was things out of his control that he was struggling with. But right now, after that stage break, it seems to have leveled itself out, as he actually just hits the apron, now the wall, and that's going to allow the 99 of Rick Slick to his inside. And Rick Slick and the 99 should be in line to take back the 5th spot. All right, now they just feel like running side by side for everybody's entertainment as they come out of turn 2. The 21, with the little help of the draft, actually able to hold on to that 5th spot. I think that was a little bit partially planned, if I'm guessing, by the 99. As both of them right now, if they stayed side by side, would have potentially lost the lead draft, as Big Dog Turner seems to have retired the 41 for tonight. So the 41, your first DNF of tonight's Charlotte race, as the 43 of Condi still continues to lead, while the 21 of Hollywood tries to repair the gap that was made due to him and the 99 getting racy for the 5th spot. As Shack Attack shoved out of line. That's going to benefit the 21 greatly. 19, not really any damage to speak of. Didn't hit the wall, but it will drop him yet another spot. He will stay in the top 5, but he will drop to 5th. Another semi-racy incident between the 22 and 19, or at least that's what it looked like from what I saw.
And a near accident coming off turn 4 as a slick patch down there. And once the tires start to build up more heat and more wear, those cars come less in control and way more out of hand, as the 21 caution might be out.
Oh, we have a yellow.
Interesting. What for?
An in-game yellow. Could it be for the 77?
Not seeing much
Yes,
damage.
the 77 and the 55 of Keith. Contact coming out of turn 2 that sent the 55 around, and the 77 pancaking the backstretch retaining wall.
Yeah, that was kind of a caught in the crossroads moment between those two cars, and Ed actually in the lucky dog position. And he's probably thankful that that happened, because I think that's going to put him back on the lead lap. And
it does.
He's the only car lap down, so Ed's back in the race. And we are back to green.
Ooh, the 21 shooting to the inside across the nose of Shack Attack. But the 43 at Condi leads them down. Everybody in one group now. We'll see how long it lasts before people getting too racy breaks it on up, as now we are just a 10-car field, so you can look at it. Should guarantee a top 10. As the 77 looking to move his way up, looks to get
Johnny
by
boy.
the 55 of Keith.
When it looked like the door was closing through the quad oval, Condi hardly given the 16 any room, but he gave him just enough to squeak on through. He has the lead briefly, but the momentum surge is on the outside at the moment. Hollywood outside into the marbles. He's gonna lose more time. I don't know if he got shoved there or not, but he's gonna lose third place from that exchange.
He's going to lose a lot more than that. Kari and the 99 made contact as well through the middle of two. 42 of B Newstu found himself up here with the top 5, but unfortunately got stuck on the outside, and that'll drop him farther through the field. There's a 21 of Hollywood, and Kari made contact through 3 and 4. That's going to drop the 22 another position. As the 77 of Eto looks to get by the 42, move himself up 2 spots as the battle for the lead here on again. Side by side, the 43 and the 16. 43 inside, the 16 on the outside in the second lane. The 43 at Condi will move on through to the race lead again. And now we'll look to fend off all challengers and make that car as wide as possible. The 19, Shack Attack through to second. The 16 down to third. The 99 in the wall out of 4. Or out of 2. And now the 43 going wide in turn 3. That opens up the door for the 19 of Shack Attack and the 16 of old Johnny Boy to go through here as they're nose to tail, giving the 43 no room to try and get back to the bottom.
And because that caution happened kind of right before the fuel window was reaching its end, I think that counts as their 1 of 2 pit stops. So everyone knows they only have 1 more stop to go. So no one's going to try to save anything here. Everyone's getting a little more racy as we kind of get closer to the end. We still got a little over half a stage left, but now they know they have 1 less pit stop to worry about. I think. I don't know. I could be wrong, but
well,
I think they got
we'll
1 more
see.
stop.
Yeah, no, they definitely have 1 more stop, and I do think that after that next stop they can make it to the end. So I think that would count towards their 1 mandatory stop. Especially seeing how after their next one they'd be able to make it to the end of the stage. There's Kari in the 22 looking to make his way back up through the top 5. He's underneath the 19 of Shackett, and he will try to move that 22 up another position. The 19 though with the run. Going into turn 3. Oh, him and Kari make contact. 19 tries to keep it out of the wall and does. Very slight contact through turn 4. The 19 reluctant to give up the position, but does. And now it's 2 3-car groups. The 43, 16, the 21. And you got the 22, 99, and 19. Then behind them, you had what was the 42, 77, and the 55. However, that group seems to be breaking it up a little more than they would like, as the group up front just wants to keep on racing with the 16 of old Johnny Boy. looking for the lead and gets it with the 21 of Hollywood trying to move up through to second. And now will we see the 21 shoot for the lead? He does. To the bottom goes Hollywood. The help, though, goes with old Johnny Boy. They're side by side through the tri-oval. This might allow, and it will actually allow, that group of three behind him to close back in. So Kari, Rick Slick, and Shackett will be right back in this top three fight as the 21 loses his battle to the 16, but is not done fighting yet. The war is not over.
And far from it. There's still 2x2. The lead is pretty much swapped hands just about every lap this stint. Again, we're still early. We're not even halfway through the race still, and I know you don't want to hear that, but like as a race fan, you think, oh, if it's this exciting now, it's gonna get even crazier as the laps continue to wind down.
Oh, 100% it will. We are about halfway, definitely past the halfway point here in stage 2. 26 complete, now 27, 21 laps to go. As we will wait to see when they come down for that second stop to get it to the end. As Hollywood does win his fight for the lead. And Hollywood leads his first handful of laps of this Charlotte race. And Hollywood, your winner at Talladega earlier in the season. Actually, no, was it Hollywood that won?
It was Kari.
It was Kari that won. Hollywood came top 3, though.
Mm-hmm.
So we've seen him in position to take the wins when he's been here, but could this be the time that he takes it? Right now is currently the leader, but the 43 Hikandi is not willing to settle with that. As the outside not quick enough to get there, the 16 was going to go with a 43. But because Condi let up so much, it forced the 16 to go low, and now Condi left on the outside with help from no one. He's looking like he's going to drop to the end of this grouping here. It's a 16, gets way loose, now contact with the 99 to the inside wall, hard into the outside wall as he comes back up the track. Rick Slick having another top 5 race today, and that was looking like a one-car incident. They ran it to the line. There is no yellow.
Wow, that was a chain reaction. Whoa, they're using up all the way to the apron. I think they're pitting now.
Yep.
But that was a chain reaction that started with the 22 and the 16 when Johnny, I think, was trying to move down, and he realized a little late that he wasn't clear. The 22 was on his inside, and then his car shot up the track. And it shot up more than he probably expected it to, and unfortunately for Rick Slick, he was the victim of that. And other stories, looks like the 3 car, K2005, has also parked it for the night.
I think he just came down?
No, he was on
No, I think he No, I think he did park it. Yeah, he definitely parked it. So K2, 2 drivers out. K2 is like, did I hear I'm guaranteed a top 10? Alright. Yeah.
And the race off pit
But
road
the
commences.
nose damage on that 99 is insane. But the 21, huge winner on that green flag stop. He is miles ahead of the two bestest of friends here in Phantom.
Yeah, but he's a sitting duck.
Kari and Shaq.
22 and 19 have got the draft. They pitted together. They exited nose to tail. They got way more speed and more tire than that 21 has. And if they stay coordinated here, they will be able to run him down. And they got plenty of time to do it too.
And the blessing of time is also on their side.
You got the next duo back of Johnny and Condi, the 16 and the 43. And then Stu, Keith, and Ed. And then Rick Slick in the 99, who had to fix damage on his stop. Cost him a lot of precious time in this stage, but going to get to the halfway point. He should be able to get back in this thing pretty soon.
There's 13 to go here in this second stage. The gap, though, not closing as fast as we were thinking it would. It is closing. Like I said, they still do have the blessing of time as they come out of 4 to take 12 to go. But how about the 43 and the 16? Massive losers of that green flag stop. They might be well out of a shot to try and fight for a stage win. But now we see the 22 really starting to close that gap to the leader of Hollywood. I think in the next 3 laps they'll be right in his draft and they'll close right in on him. Right now they're going to be coming to 10 to go when they cross the line. I gotta give it to Hollywood. He's a man on his own, and he's the 22 into the wall.
That's not gonna help.
That's gonna slow him down.
Shaq is probably thinking, "Come on, quit screwing around. We gotta go."
Oh, I bet you Shaq is just loving the fact that to get to the leader, he's got to work with Kari. What is the old racing saying?
If you watch this back and think, all right, we get it.
Why is it that the one guy you don't want to see in the race is the one guy you spend the most time with?
It just happens, you know. I remember in 2022 when, you know, Ross Chastain and Denny Hamlin had their, you know, their little exchange at Gateway. And it seemed like every single week since then they were battling for a position in the top 10 about every week. And even same with him and Larson as well after Darlington.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Dover or Wilkesboro.
Or New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Or Pocono.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now it seems that Kari has conceded the lead of that 2-car union as they're coming to 7 laps to go. The 19, knowing that they're running out of time, calls it audible and changes up the pairing. So as now he is the leader, and they are definitely catching that 21 now. Seven laps to go. So they still have that time on their side. And they are now well in the draft of Hollywood. So within the next lap, they will be right on his doorstep. Looking to take a shot at the lead. We got 6 laps to go here in stage 2 at Charlotte. And here they come, the 21 giving them the bottom. But they will not be able to do anything with a run as the 21 holds the lead. Now with 5 to go.
Just perfect. Got a gap in the center. Set him up here.
Yep.
Oh, he went
but
low.
the 21 blocking.
I'm surprised he did that. He had the pearly gates laid out for him. The red carpet was right there on the outside, and he had the run. All he had to do was keep it there, and he would have had him.
Oh, the 19 doing the classic. Try and take him as low as you can. 4 to go as they're fighting hard for the lead.
There you go. And then you got Kari helping you out. Yeah, he's in a good spot now. You just get the car to hold its line on the outside, but Hollywood's car did a pretty good job holding it through when it was pinched, but now
but the crossover.
Switcheroo.
2 laps to go. Sorry, 3 to go.
And that played right in Shackett's hands, the 21 car. Ooh, but Kari!
Oh, he got loose!
Kari peeked the nose. He had a run.
These 3 are getting racy now. 2 laps to go. Shackett desperate for a stage win. He needs it, especially for the next round, as he does not have a win on the year to get him any extra stage points. Kari gonna look high, but that's gonna open the door for the 21. The 19 gets shoved wide. The 21 is through. Hollywood as they come to the white. Move Hollywood back to the lead, but was it too soon? Giving the drivers behind him time to gather up a run, and that's exactly what the 19's doing. He's leaning back, gonna take a shove from the 22.
Boy.
Shackett taking him to the bottom.
And the problem was,
and it benefits nobody. As the 21 gonna win stage 2. The 19 comes second. 22 Akari finishes third. And did Shack Attack just set the precedent for how these two are gonna race throughout the rest of this one here at Charlotte?
It's a fight over the same piece of real estate. And both guys were at the pay window at the same time. And Hollywood was the one that laughed his way all the way to the bank with that one, as he will get the stage. Takes away the potential of Shackett getting the sweep. I mean, like, that was... I think Shackett had the right move in mind. The problem was, so did Kari.
Yeah.
As both of them decided they were going to go on their own. But as a result, you know, they just kind of met in the middle. And Shackett, it was already too late. Shackett was committed. And that kind of led to them both kind of getting together there. I don't even know what's going on in the...
I don't want to know either. I backed out. But I will tell you that Condi jumps in the chat and tells us that we missed a very good photo finish between him and old Johnny Boy there at the end of stage 2.
I might have saw it briefly.
Yeah.
It was just kind of out of frame because we had the battle. Hey, look, the battle was happening at the front, all right?
Yeah. The drivers are getting mad at the front. And that makes for good TV. Just ask every dating show. Oh, I bet you they're going to love the fact that we compared them to a dating show. Yes. But Kari...
I didn't do that.
But you didn't disagree.
I didn't agree either. I'm just watching the race. Look, my hands are clean.
But Kari, though, as we start stage 3, jumps out to the race lead. The 19 follows suit. The 21 falls through to third after a not-so-good yellow flag stop. Drops him from the lead as they're getting squirrely in the back. 3 wide.
We're in trouble.
And throwing the grass at 55 into the wall. They save it. 55 unlucky though for Keith. But the 77 of Hetho doing some fantastic driving. Keeps it straight.
Side by side for the lead.
19 and the 21 go high. The 43 and the 22 stay to the inside. And the 21 gonna change his strategy and go to the inside with Condi and Kari, as that was actually a race to the yellow. Yellow is out.
What was that?
Nothing.
So pit road open, and this is pretty early in the stage, so I don't think this is gonna count. I can get it. Yeah, it's very early, so this one's not gonna count. They still gotta do 2 more.
No, yeah, no, they're definitely not going to be able to make any considerable distance through this stage. With only pitting after four laps.
Tell you, the one guy in that skirmish at the back that probably had, you know, the view that he didn't want was the 99 of Rick Slick. He was the meat in the sandwich with Ed and Keith, as Rick was trying to get back in the race after having to fix damage. He had to restart at the back, and he was in the middle of the 3 wide, and he was the luckiest of that trio to be able to get through and not make things worse. The 16 car has looped it around, exiting the pits.
He's felt like doing a donut real quick. Wanted to have some fun with those new tires. Get him warmed up. That's exactly what he was doing. He was warming them up quick. The 22 and the 43 will assume the front row as they line up to go green. Round will restart at the back. As the restart line is the start-finish line.
I think Hollywood didn't get the memo, as he looked like he went, or tried to go before everybody else, because he's used to starting in the restart zone. And honestly, in my opinion, I think having us fully transition to the start line instead of the restart zone is just gonna make things more confusing, because we're so used to doing it in the restart zone. And I think the restart zone here at Charlotte is way more visible than it is at Auto Club. Like, it's like in red, white, and blue colors on the wall. You can see it clear as day. So I don't know why you would want to switch, why you couldn't switch back to that. At least, I don't know. Because that's what they've been doing all season. They switch it up once for Auto Club, and I get it, because Auto Club's restart zone is kind of hard to spot. But I would have.
Oh yeah.
I would have put things back to normal, because Charlotte's way more manageable to do it in the restart zone. And for a guy like Hollywood, he wasn't in the Auto Club race, so he probably didn't know. And
no,
thankfully that didn't create a huge stack up for everybody.
No, everybody seems to be on the same page right here, going in the right direction. As the 55 Keith turned that caution into a positive. He's up here at the 6th spot in the 55. So 19 trying to look underneath the 22. 43 tried to take a run he had at Shaq. But Condi will fall to the 4th spot. He will lose this position. Got to pick and choose where you take your runs, and right now the 19 of Shack Attack gets the run on MFF Kari coming out of 4. He'll take his run to the inside and move Shack Attack back to the race lead.
Oh, trouble!
Oh, 22 in the wall, 22 spins. He saves it, but that could be a run to the yellow again.
Will be. New Stu got the worst of it. And that started, well, I'd go back to when Shackett got the run to take the lead from Kari. That was with ease because Kari's car looked like it wasn't in the track at all. It was completely off the bottom, and he pretty much opened the door, and more contact being made under yellow as everyone is checking it up, slowing it down. But Kari losing the lead, kind of fighting to stay relevant on the outside. Hollywood was the second car in line to try to get through, and must have misheard from the spotter, thought he was clear, kind of hooked himself in front of the 22, and that created a huge stack up. And that got Stu's car completely facing the wrong way as he is playing catch up. And another caution, another pit stop.
And this good for the 16 of Old Johnny Boy. He was losing touch with those guys in the top 6, so the guy we've seen run up at the front having to work his way back up through the field. Couple of cautions is something that 16 is not mad to see.
Yeah, he needed it. I don't know exactly what happened on the last stop for him to start all the way back there, because that was going to be a huge setback for him.
I was going to say, I think it's just because he spun and everybody got by him, so he just had to restart at the tail end.
And shake up out of the pits. Looks like Keith's going to gain a few spots. He'll exit 4th. And he'll exit ahead of the 22 Akari, who I think might have had some damage under that yellow. So a
and unfortunately, yeah, and the 16 going to start on the outside. The outside has not been the line we've seen do great on these restarts. So we'll see what Old Johnny Boy can make of it as he tries to continue his run. He's still not in a really good spot for it, as the 19 and the 43 will be leading them to green again. Shack Attack, the control car. He hits the start-finish line, and they're back green again. This time the outside a little bit better on the restart, although Shack Attack too good on the inside. The 21 squarely on the bottom. The 22 looking to take him 3 wide. The 21, though, able to get through, take back second. And the 22 of Kari through to third, and look out, here comes the 77 of Edtho through to the top 5 and now into 4th. Yeah, the 21 up into the marbles.
Oh boy. Ed made an aggressive maneuver into 3. Probably didn't mean it for it to be, but he made it work at the expense of Condi, who gets back in line. Condi lost a few spots from it, but Ed's car doesn't look like it's able to hold the bottom as well as everybody else's, but he's making it work. He's up to 4th.
Yeah, the guy who's been a little bit off these past couple races, if he can find a way to move his position up, he'll be probably a little bit more eager to do so than some of the drivers that are more used to running inside the top 5. As here comes the 43 of Condi. He's going to look to the inside of Edtho. And the 16 going to go with him. Old Johnny Boy back into the top 5, and the 99 of Rick Slick, as they were about to go 3 wide. The 42 thought better of it and backs out, lets him go 2 wide with Edtho and Keith in the back. But right now, Condi and Old Johnny Boy and Rick Slick looking to rejoin the top three, who are now breaking away, or at least attempting to break away from the rest of the field. Now we got 3 groups of 3. One a little bit more closer to that lead group than the other, but I just love these kinds of tracks where we break out into these little race groups. Now we get to see which one's the fastest.
It's like getting assigned a group for a science project. U3, U3, and U3.
Yep. Ooh, look at this. 43 is starting to catch them. They're in that lead draft.
Ooh, Shackett clipped the apron. That's going to give up the lead.
He's quick, though, to get back in front of the 21 of Hollywood. The room was there.
Well executed to keep that spot.
But now it is a 5-car group up at the front, and it looks like the 99 might be the sole survivor of that 3-car group he was in. I don't think he has enough of that lead draft to be able to reel him into those in the top 5. But Kari, your race leader with 27 to go here in stage 2, still have, I want to say, 1 green flag stop left to be made in this stage to get him to the end of this one. Yeah, it's only 1 more. They need only 1 more to get him to the end of stage 3, and then we get to decide the winner.
Shackett tried a little bit of a different line that time, and it worked for him.
Gets him right to the bumper of that 22.
But I think he knows that they still got to make 1 more stop. I mean, it doesn't help, or I mean, it doesn't hurt to be in clean air when it's time to pit. You know, you got one. You don't have to worry about braking for the car in front of you if there's nobody in front of you. So there's definitely an incentive to try to get to the lead, especially at this point in the race. Bit of a stack up here, though. Condi up to 2nd. Yes, he was in the right place at the right time. They're 2x2 again. Kari's liking this view. So
yeah, look at the lead he's got now. They're 2x2 still behind him, but the momentum with the inside line, that of the 19 of Shackett and the 21 of Hollywood. 21, the 43 almost making contact, making the 43 have to let off. Now this group a little bit more spread out than it was, but they'll be quick to regather. Tighten the group back up and get back to the 22 of Kari, who got a nice little show in his rear view. But now his rear view is full of the Bass Pro Shop logo on the hood of the 19 of Shack Attack.
Wonder if Kari goes fishing. He's thinking about it now. Advertising is so effective, ain't it?
Yep. And like these typical races usually go, the cream usually rises to the top, and the cream usually rises to the top.
There you go.
I was trying. Yeah, we did it. But these are the 5 fastest cars we've seen all day, and here they are running nose to tail, fighting for position as the 19 tried to take a peek to the inside of Kari. Kari quick to shut the door and hold that lead as the 21 and the 43 getting racy behind them. The 19, though, loose out of 2, had to save it to the bottom. Excuse me. Save it to the bottom. The 43 unable to take advantage of it. Now he does as the 19 comes down pit road and is looking to short pit. Unfortunately, though, he is all by himself, so no help coming to the 19 when he comes out. The 99 comes down, but he is too far to potentially do something, and the leaders are looking to just ride it out unless I miss them dive to the bottom. We didn't. They did not signal the pit. They're going to stay out another lap, knowing that it is still the 3 of them. Old Johnny Boy, though, this time peels off, and he will come down pit road.
Keith and Stu at a dead heat at the entry line.
And here comes the 22 and the 43. They're signaling bottom. The 21 of Hollywood, though, staying high. He's going to stay out. No, he does not.
As just leapfrogging him. Track position matters here.
And what an entry! Was third, now leads the group. As I did not see him signal. But there was also no room for him to get down to signal. So where is the 19 of Shack Attack? He's just getting by the 16 of Old Johnny Boy. Old Johnny Boy not able to stay in his draft. As now it's all a matter of where the 19 falls as it relates to those up at the front. He will meet them on the backstretch. They do come out as the trio they went in. A lot of space in between. But the 21 still your race leader, and the 19.
Oh, but a big wiggle from Hollywood. Clipped the apron. That's going to let Shack Attack right on through, but Hollywood tried to stop the bleeding, blocks the 43. Out of desperation, but he makes it work.
And the 22 really loses out. He's back here in 5th. The 16 of Old Johnny Boy peeks to the inside of Condi. The 21 peeks to the inside of Shack. Is there 2x2 in front of the 22 of Kari.
It's a very tight margin if you're on the inside. You got a car on the outside of you. You can't run the line that you want to maximize the speed that carries all the way through to turn 1. So guy on the outside has a pretty good upper hand, able to defend if he's able to execute, and Shack Attack did exactly that. Caught the 21 a little off guard. Not really off guard, but his car was not really in the best shape out of turn 4. Have a better shot here this time. Johnny Boy. A little contact there. Maybe some more here as Hollywood's going to try it again.
A little bit of contact out of 4 between Hollywood and Shack Attack. But the help all going to the 21 of Hollywood. And that gives the 21 the lead. A little bit of door contact between Shack Attack and Kari. trying to keep it together, or at least close between the two. Got too close, make contact, and Shack Attack drops back to the 16, who's trying to regather himself to get back to the top 3. And now that he has the help of the 19, it will be easier to do that.
You know what I just realized?
What?
I don't know if I actually charged this headset or not.
That's why I always have a plug-in on backup.
I usually have mine plugged in. I just might have forgot this time around.
No, mine's charging. I didn't want to risk it.
Unfortunately, I have a really small, short, stupid cable that came with mine. So I would have to be like leaning my head against the outlet in order.
I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about the size of your head, and I got a small, short,
oh no, it's that too. It's that too, but my cable is also that. Like, something's got to give here.
Not like Peyton Manning.
Not like Peyton Manning. Like the opposite.
Kari has actually managed to move himself back up into second. The 19 is falling off this lead group here. The 16 of Old Johnny Boy able to get back to the group of 3, but Shack Attack sluggish in his attempts to get back there as the battle for the lead continues to rage on. Hollywood tried to block the run from the 22. 22 already there. So Kari would try to assume the lead.
Condi tried to go for the middle. I don't know if you saw that. It was
I
very
did.
brief. It was
21
very brief.
shut the door.
I kind of wish he tried it.
I don't think he even had time to even think about it. 21 was quick to shut the door on Condi.
Oh, Condi in the wall.
It's Condi into the wall. The 16 got loose through 3 and 4. That's going to allow them to get within the front bumper of Shack Attack, and that will potentially allow the 19 to get back to the front. As Hollywood is doing everything he can. 7 to go here in stage 1. Or 3, now down to 6. As Condi in the 43 is going to try to go through to second. He does. Quick move to the inside. Akari gives about a car length lead to the 21, who's trying to break the draft. Love that. Didn't really pan out, as the 43 Condi is still on his doorstep.
He's knocking.
But no, he is definitely knocking, as we got 4 laps to go. Sorry, 5 laps to go. Oh, Kari goes low. Rides the coattails of the 21 of Hollywood. Hollywood trying to cut the nose of Kari. Kari's there to the inside with help from his best buddy Shack Attack. And Kari will look to assume the lead, but the 21 also having help from the 43. So this fight for the lead is not over. The 21 so good on exit when getting help from another driver, and he is through to the lead again. This time he's trying to help out the 43 and take him with him. Oh, the 21 trying to make that car too wide. The 43 trying to go middle. But Kari says, stay up there.
And now Johnny enters the frame. Gets around the 19. He's kind of been the odd man out. Like, it'd be 2x2, he's been the outlier. Staying with it. Don't sleep on the 16.
Yeah, now we should have about 3 to go.
2.
Kari. Looking for the lead. He's bobbing and weaving down the backstretch, trying to find a line the 21's not in.
He's got one more shot to do it.
2 laps remain.
It's 1 to go.
Oh, it is 1 to go. This is the white flag lap in stage number 3.
Hold on.
Hollywood protecting the bottom.
Something went wrong with the 19. He's on the apron.
Oh, and he is off the pace.
And Condi and Johnny muscle their way past the 22.
But it's the 21 of Hollywood with yet another stage win, and into the wall he goes.
Their fuel lights were on. They were running short on gas, and I think the 19 ran out. The 99 of Rick Slick, I think, is also out.
Oh, no. When he needed stage points the most.
So it's Hollywood, Condi, Johnny, Kari, and Binu Stu steals 5th place. And setting himself up for the final run. Maybe this 42 might come awake.
And what was going to be 5 to 6 points turns in to 3. Or even 7 or 8 points turns into just 3. And while we're under yellow, I'm gonna go take a Tums. So if we go green, Timmy's got it.
Don't worry, folks, we're under control. Time for these drivers to take the reins and take control of their destiny. We got one last stage to settle it for the checkered flag at the end. One final stage here at Charlotte. The green flag is waving. It's Hollywood and Condi on the front row. Condi wasting no time getting back to the inside, protecting his track position to stay in 2nd place. Old Johnny Boy in the 16 up into 3rd place. Then the 22 of Kari up into 4th. Then you got a side-by-side battle between the 99 and the 42. The 42 of Binu Stu. We haven't seen much of that car up at the front. Got a lucky break at the end of stage 3 to set himself up to where he is now. Let's see if he can take advantage of it as he's on the outside. The 99 got around him, and then he got the 19 car, Shack Attack. Johnny tight, Rick tight, they're 3 wide. Binu's gonna pick up the scraps, so is the 19 of Shack Attack. That is a break that he needed. Binu Stu is up into 4th place.
What a move by the 42 to move himself up into the top 5, and what a drive by the 19 to get himself back into a decent running spot.
He
definitely needed that. And now 46 laps to go left into the race.
Check up in 2. Johnny's around and hard into the barrier.
Oh, no!
I was going to say that was what Johnny didn't need, as he was the one that suffered from that. And it went from bad to worse. He's the only car involved. And I don't think that's what he would want to hear, as it looks like they're still going green.
Oh, they are.
And wow, in the last stage, the guy that came into this race as a sleeper, 2nd in points, I don't think he's got anything to worry about. I don't know how close it is point-wise. But as far as going for the race win, he's going to need a few more lucky breaks to get back in it. But if it stays green, he might as well be out of it.
He is
out for 4th.
I was going to say, Johnny is 1 point ahead of Condi. He is 7 ahead of Shack Attack.
Yeah, and Shaka, despite the out of fuel in stage 3. He's got a big cushion of points that he scored in the first 2.
Johnny Boy's been there, but don't know exactly how well he's been there, so he's definitely going to drop in the point standings, but it's not going to be anything significant so long as he finishes the race.
And now it's Condi up at the front.
And the 22 of Kari breathing down his neck as the 19 is up to 4th. Shack Attack back with the leaders. 21 runs P3. And the 16 on pit road, fixing the damage. Knows there's nothing he can do about his situation, so might as well make the car look better.
I mean, there's always a hope of another caution coming out.
There's definitely that.
Because if a caution comes out and you're trapped a lap, I mean, he could get the lucky dog still. So it wouldn't be that bad, but I don't know. I'm thinking iRacing ways where you have to like protect your track position, otherwise you get like a bunch of guys pitting. But here there aren't that many cars on track, so wouldn't have to worry about that. So yeah, might as well pit. Doesn't hurt.
No, is the running order only changes by 1, and that is the 19 of Shack Attack moving up to the 3rd position over the 21 of Hollywood. So 22 bouncing off the wall. I don't know if he hit the Hot Wheels rollers that gives you a little speed boost, but he got a huge run on the 43 of Condi. Condi doing well to protect that lead, but he's leaving a little bit too much bottom open for anybody's liking. For Kari to try and peek to his inside.
Kari's doing a really good job running the low lane. He's got his left side tires on the paint. Probably doesn't mean a whole lot here, but if this is anything like the real track, there's actually grip down there. So it definitely helps to have your left side tires on the paint and help your car turn through the center a lot better. Also helps to have the leader as a reference point. You see that he is still on the bottom, but he's about a third of a lane up. And he used that to his advantage. He ran a far better line. He set up the run. He's going to clear him off 4. And yet again, another lead change. It's the 22 of MFF Kari. And Shack Attack tags along. He'll get around the 43 of Condi.
What a job by Shack Attack. Ran out of fuel to end stage 3. Now finds himself back in 2nd on the rebound. Having to drive through 8 cars to do it. Taking advantage of others' misfortune leads to his benefit. As we now have about, because my math is bad, 36 laps to go here at Charlotte. Only 4 cars in the lead running right now. You got a group of 2 that consists of the 42 of B New Stu and the 99 of Rick Slick. They're just trying to maintain their positions right now. 42 running as the 5th place car, but Rick Slick tired of pushing. He wants to be at least in the top 5. He goes underneath the 42, move the 99 up to the 5th spot. Kari right where he wants to be, in the lead.
Oh, we got a car in the grass. It's Ed, though. Going surfing through the infield and across the chicane. And we also have a car on pit road, too, the 42. Once the 99 of Rick Slick got around him, the 42 darted it to pit entry. We might as well.
34 to go, so we still have those 2 green flag stops that need to be made. So will that leapfrog the strategy on these drivers up at the front? Doesn't appear so as they continue to run.
I tell you, we haven't seen the playbook really open yet with these stages. We've had a lot of cautions kind of throw wrenches into strategy that kind of watered it down, made it a little more predictable. But if this final stage stays green all the way through, it's a shorter stage than stage 1, if I'm not mistaken. Gives you a little more leeway if you're someone like maybe the 21 of Hollywood, thinking maybe 2 tires could be the stop or the call on one of these stops. The 22 and the 19 signal already. 43 and 21 are going to stay high.
And they're going to stay out as the Ugly Ducklings come down. We're just trying to come up with a nickname for these 2 seats out there. They'll be attached at the hip for the rest of the season, so I figured their pairing needs a nickname.
I'll see if I can think of a few. That's not a... That's definitely a funny one. And Condi and Hollywood on the late braking. He will jump ahead of the 43 on pit entry. Once again, he's had that thing down pat.
Man, dude, just when you think he stays out.
As long as he doesn't push it an inch too far. Because I think he is stopping just about as far as he can go. Parley thinks it's a good name, the Ugly Ducklings.
Right now the 22 and the 19 rejoin with the 42 splitting the difference between them. Now we see where they line up with the 43 and the 21. They are way closer together than the 22 and 19 were. That's going to bode well for them. Shack Attack able to get around the 42. Now as the sight sets on the yellow 22 of MFF Kari, now we have 29 under 30 laps to go at Charlotte. At least I'm taking a hot guess. 21 getting racy. The 22 out to a tremendous lead over the 19. This could play a factor into how he pits for that final stop after what has felt like an eternity. How will these drivers go into the final stop of the day? As I just realized I was behind on my stream, we actually have 27 laps to go. They're coming to 26. 16 back under the pit wall for his final time at Charlotte.
Things are looking pretty calm so far. Like, this is the longest race of the year. Just about every other race on the schedule, we would be done by now. These guys are not used to running this long. Fatigue, mentally, they might be tired. This is where they would probably start to slip up a little bit.
Eyes are sore.
All that, yep.
Unless you got blue light glasses on, your eyes gotta be dry.
Oh, tell me about it. Dude, I wear my blue light glasses pair like every now and then. I don't wear them that often. Maybe not as much as I should, because I'm literally staring at screens like throughout the entire day. I didn't think they would work. I'm like, there's no way. And I wore them for like 2 days. Like, I'll get back into it, I'll wear them for like a day or two, and I'm like, I feel so much better.
You should probably make that a habit of just, you know, keeping on that.
Right, but I don't want to be too dependent on them. That's kind of why I go on and off with them.
You mean protecting your eyes?
Yeah, because at least in my mind I am, because I don't want to be too dependent. Uh-oh, the 19 loose, but somehow getting around the 22. I think they both had a slip up off turn 4. I might actually put mine on right now. My eyes are killing me.
I wish I knew where mine were. I haven't replaced the pairs I lost.
God, where are they? Here they are.
Sorry, I got super distracted because my cat's being adorable right now. But the 19 still out at the race lead. You can tell these cars are getting a little bit slippery. It looked like he took a little bit of a slide out of 2. At least that's how it looked from my vantage point. These guys are willing to just run it out together till the end and then settle it amongst themselves with the final 2 to go. But we still have that one green flag stop remaining as we are about to, or as we did cross the line for 20 to go. Nobody else on pit road right now, except for the 55 of Keith. I think Keith is another DNF. His car does not appear to be running. So the 55, the third one out at Charlotte.
Charlotte puts a big emphasis on attrition. It's a long race, a lot can go wrong. A lot of stuff can happen to prevent you from finishing, and unfortunately, a very rare DNF for the 55 crew. Keith out early.
We got 18 laps left now, 17 to go. These drivers are just anxious to get to the finish. Every lap as it winds down takes longer and longer in the anticipation of hitting the checkered flag. The 43 takes a peek underneath. 19 to Shack Attack. If a run was there, he was ready to take it, but it did not come to fruition. And Shack Attack in the 19 stays your race leader.
We're seeing way more patience on display than we have the first 3 stages, knowing that this last stage is the stage that matters. So if you slip up now, there ain't no coming back from it. So these guys are going to be a little more cautious from now until the final pit stop. So they want to be there when it matters.
And we see the 77 come down. He's just getting off of pit road now. along with the 42 of B New. 99 of Rick Slick on as well, so begs the question, when will we see this group of 4 up at the front come down and make their final stop? Are they going to run it until their engines run dry? We've seen it happen once, and it cost the 19.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the executive producers of Phantom has entered the studio. And he doesn't want to speak. Yeah. He's probably hungry.
Who is?
Our, our executive producer here at Phantom. We have 2. They control the shots here.
Yeah.
As, see some signaling here. Ow! Looks like the 22 and 19. And the 21 from the top rope again.
Oh, he does it again! An absolute masterclass of pit entry from the 21 of Hollywood. Leaving the 43 out by himself. So you got to assume he'll be coming down this time. You cannot stay out by yourself for too long. And he's slowing up. And the 43 is in. So now we play the ever so awesome waiting game.
Hollywood's out. A long ways ahead from the 22 and the 19. I think that is a strategy called by Hollywood.
Did he go 2 tires while the other guys went 4?
Curious to see if it pays off.
It'll keep him out in front. But for how long with no help? And the other question is, why did the other 2 not think of doing the same thing? He's miles ahead.
And so is Condi. He did the same thing. Condi might actually come out ahead of the 21. It's gonna be close.
And that is not good for the 19 and the 22.
You know what that means?
No.
They have to work together again. They got the tires. They're going to be faster. But time...
Wow.
Time is not going to be on their side.
No, time is not going to be on their side, as now we have 10 to go.
One out.
As they are a full straightaway plus ahead of the 19 and 22. This could be your battle for the win, and it very well is looking like it, as the 21 looking for his first win in Phantom, the 43 of Condi looking for his second win in the first round of the playoffs. He got one last week. Can he do it again? He's got to hold off Hollywood, and these 2 have to work together to hold off the fresher tires of Kari and Shackett. They are by the 16. They see at the end of the tri-oval the targets they are looking for. But time will not be on their side, as the 43 and 21 look to work together until the 2 fingers in the air signaling 2 to go wave from the flagman in the stand. Now, 7 laps to go here, as the stream I'm watching is currently the car that's sitting ahead of the 43. That is the 77 of Ed, though. So now I get to try and have fun and do math.
I think it's 7 to go, because I think Ed is on the lead lap.
He is on the lead lap. He's on the very, very tail end of it, but it is now coming to 6 as they cross the line.
Oh, there they are in the back of shot, the 19 and 22.
They are catching them. It is now 3/4 of a straightaway. But still, they're doing high entry, trying to maximize entry speed.
If I'm those two, I am hoping and praying that these two start racing each other sooner rather than later.
And if you're these two, you're like, no.
Hollywood,
No.
both these guys are smart enough to know that if they race each other, they're just going to be costing each other time. I know it's in their best interest to just have it settled amongst one another.
Like the 19 and the 22 are closing in, and as you say that, the 21 to the inside.
Never frickin' mind. Hollywood to the inside and clears the 43.
And that gives the 19 and the 22 just a little bit more hope. The 43 looking like he's going to be a little bit more patient here and ride behind the 21. So we got 4 to go, coming to 3. The gap now appears to be about a half a straightaway. They may get there just, but may not have the time to get by. The race still looking like it's going to be settled between the 21 and the 43. As the gap now about 1/3 of the backstretch. So they are closing in, and it is not slow. 2 laps to go as they cross the line. When do you race for the lead? If they do it now, they could give those two a shot. Coming to the checker, the 21 trying to break the draft. Now as they come to the white flag, the time they have is on their side. 43 setting them up. 1 to go at Charlotte. 18 and the 22 do not have the chance that they need. They gave it all they had, but the 43 backing up the 21. He's going to follow him down to the middle line. Hollywood. Condi looks to the inside. Hollywood with the block. The 77 of Ethel, will he play a factor in this? It appears not. Give the win.
Wait a minute.
The 43. Did Condi just come through and steal it?
Oh, hold on.
Did the 21 run out at the line?
Drum roll. He did. Condi steals it.
Condi wins his second race
by 2/1000ths of a second.
That
might be the
finish.
Closest finish in Phantom history, if I am not mistaken.
2,572 to 574.
Say it with me. Have you ever?
No, I have never.
What a finish.
Runs out of gas at the line, costing him the win, giving TCR Condi the momentum he needs and the points that he needs to go into the second round of these Phantom Series playoffs. As now we wait for the top 3, as who did come third? I missed. It was Shack Attack. Kari missing out on the top 3 at a track he spoke so highly of. manages a top 5, but we expected to see him fighting for the win. Not the case. Him and Shack Attack gave it absolute hell at the end, but came up what seemed to be 2 laps short. As now, I see Shack Attack up here. I see Ed up here. I don't know if we'll get Hollywood up here. I know we might get Condi.
Looking for him now.
As my cat is being an idiot.
Since Hollywood don't like to show online, it's taking me a minute to find his name.
Come here, Tubby. Hi, Pika boy.
Hey, don't call me that.
Chunk, 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 chunk. Chunk, 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 chunk. Oh, he's a big old
Ladies and gentlemen, our
chunk.
executive branch is entirely ran by cats, in case you haven't noticed. Your cat's being an attention whore right now. My cat was just in the room not long ago.
No, he's not being an attention whore, he's just being an idiot. And there's Condi and Hollywood.
That's good.
So, you want to do the usual, Timmy? You get second, third, I'll take win?
Yeah. Yeah,
Perfect.
we'll save all that for later, but I want to talk to Shack Attack first. Yeah, you got a copy? Yep, hi. You got third, you got a lot of points, a lot of stage points there that much needed there in the points. Yeah, just had that 4-tire stop. Both you and the 22 took 4, and the other guys took less than that. Was there any chance that you felt like you two were going to run them down?
If there was one more lap, when they crossed the finish line, I was like 0.7 seconds away from them. So I think if there was one more lap, Kari and I definitely would have been there.
Mm-hmm.
The car, I mean, out of the entire playoffs so far, and even like the later half of the season, like we unloaded the 19 Toyota with speed, and that car could go anywhere I needed to put it, whether it was high, it was low. You know, it was good in the draft. It was good pushing people. You know, it had good catch-up speed. You know, I was a little worried there when I had lost them. But the car just had such good cornering exit speed down the straightaways that, you know, I was able to gain it back up. Yeah, I mean, this is my first stage win this season. I mean, that's a lot less than last season, but happy that the points reset, happy that we got playoff points to try to, you know, minimize the deficit that we're going to be in going into the second round, because the road courses, not my thing, everybody knows that. But we're going to unload with hopefully a solid top 5 car again. You know, I can't ask for anything better. The last 2 weeks have been absolutely trash for us. But hopefully this is the forward trajectory going into the, you know, but yeah, the race was good. You know, I think there's certain lap cars that still need to figure out on certain tracks, like where they need to go, because that really, I think that kind of put Kari off his game in stage 1. And I think that kind of like set his race the entire way. He was fast. I know I watched the broadcast during the race, and oh my god, enemies worked together the entire race, but I knew if there was anybody to work with, it was going to be Kari. So, unfortunately, feelings aside, we kind of just, you know, linked bumpers and kind of, I would say, pretty much knew what each other were doing the entire race, but I kind of wish there was one more lap, and I would, you know, I don't know how it would have went, because they definitely would have blocked the bottom, but I probably would have tried an outside run just to see how it would have went. But, you know, we all kind of had an agreement there in the last, or coming to the last pit stop, to just ride with each other and, you know, let the pit stop play out what the finish was going to be. So, yeah, I mean, great race. Happy to race with these guys. I can't say how excited I am to finally bring a car that actually was worth driving for once.
Absolutely, and it definitely showed for sure on the broadcast that you had a fast car tonight. You were up front a lot early on, and like I said, much needed turnaround for the amount of stage points that you gained, and even the dog's excited about that as well. I do
Yeah,
gotta
I think
ask
the
though
biggest.
about I do gotta ask about stage 3 though, because you did run out of gas. It looked like.
Oh, don't even. Yeah, I thought Rick and I kind of had a strategy going there, but coming up to speed, you just lose so much gas getting up to that first, lap of speed, and I was literally a half a lap short from making it. I probably could have put it in fuel gear, but I mean, it's the last race of the state, the last race of the this round in the playoffs. So it's like points reset. So, going into the next round, and, there's only going to be a little bit of a gap between each other. And unfortunately, Johnny kind of got screwed out of a good finish. So when I ran out of fuel, I was kind of like, it is what it is. At this point, Johnny's kind of falling behind in points a little bit. So, but no, I was surprised because when I had lost him, I ran my fastest lap ever at this track with my custom, and I think I ran like a 29.098. I don't know what the car was doing, but I was there. I was literally glued to my TV, making sure I hit the lines. So, um, congrats to Condi. Condi definitely has put it on, in the later half of the season. So I think he's definitely somebody that's going to contend. Yeah. So
Yeah, for sure. And congrats on the podium. And you said this is hopefully a turnaround. Hopefully it's the start of that, because it looks like you're starting to head back in the right direction.
yeah, and I do want to just say thanks to Kari. He probably could have made a move that wasn't there on the last turn of the last lap, but I don't know, he just kind of stayed behind me. So thank you to him, and yeah, move on to the next person.
There you have it. That's our third place finisher. And now we will move on to the man who finished second. And if you want, you can cover your ears, but it was by 0.002 seconds, which might be the closest finish in this league's history. And unfortunately, Hollywood, you were on the wrong end of that, my friend. You look like you had it, man.
Want to correct that?
001? Hold on.
No, it was 2 and 4. 2 and
Yeah.
4.2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad about it. I'm just a part-time guy. Any league that, I would be running for
My
points
question
there.
is, what happened?
I just ran out of fuel. Any other league that I'd be running for points in, I would have kind of just blocked into the line there, and it would have been over. But I didn't want to do that to old boy. He's in the playoffs, and he ran a good race. I was also lagging, too. Periodically, the guys were kind of telling me about it. It's kind of why... that's kind of why I ended up in that box to take no tires. Those guys were committed to just riding with each other till the pit stop, so it was pretty easy just to save fuel and at the end just take no tires and one can. I had done that strategy. Ruthless just raced here for the championship, and I had done that strategy there. And it worked out when there was 47 laps. This was 48, so I knew it was going to be a stretch. But I was just kind of put into that box because I didn't want to be racing those guys too hard if I was lagging and all that. So I tried to make the most out of it. Condi ran a good race. He came out with me, and we were kind of running together. I got by him because I think he was saving just a little bit more fuel. I probably should have saved another fucking half a straightaway of fuel, but that's just how it goes sometimes. But we'll take the 2 stage wins in a second place, and I heard Road America's next. I'm pretty good there, so I might be pulling up to that one as well. But thank you to the guys in the booth, and hope you guys have a good night.
Absolutely, and we have. Thank you guys for putting on an excellent show. And I know you said before the race started that you were going to try to put on a show for us, and you definitely did.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to be cocky or nothing. I just was saying we're trying to make it.
Yeah, just make it fun. That's all.
Those guys, Shaq, Condi, and Kari surprised me a little bit. They were actually pretty quick. My car, I felt like it was just a little bit faster, but they, I wasn't going to get away with it from them. That one stage where I pitted early, short pit them, and then they came out, and Shaq and Kari were running together. It took them a little bit to get back to me. I was pretty confident in my car at that point, but it's so hard at Charlotte with how the draft works that, breaking the draft is the biggest thing. I think if Shaq and Kari would have short pitted us, they would have been in a better position there at the end, but hindsight is 2020, so. Anyways, thank you guys, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
That will do it for what I think is the end of the second play. Your race winner by the closest margin, we're going to call it in Phantom history. The guy who's going red hot into round 2, your race winner in the 43, TCR Condi.
What's going on?
What's going on, man? Walk me through this one. You were up and down, fighting your way through the field, fighting your way into the top, fighting your way around the top 3. Talk to me about how your day went.
I was just I was really fighting to be the 4th fastest car. The draft was really helping me. I did not have the best car this race. I just had, what the fuck? The fuck is that? Yo,
what
Ed,
is that noise?
What? Hello?
I think it might be Timmy.
No, that ain't me. I hear it too.
I was muted.
Anyways.
Ignore it. Just keep going.
Well, yeah. I was really just struggling to be like the 4th fastest car because Hollywood and Shaq and Kari and Johnny, before Johnny got wrecked in the 3rd stage or 4th. I never felt like even the 2nd fastest car or the 3rd fastest car. I just felt like I was kind of there and contending, but I couldn't like hold the lead if I really wanted to. I just felt like a sitting duck half the time. And throughout the stages, I was just mostly saving fuel and hoping that I could get on better tires and overtake them towards the end of the stage because I did not have the best car on even tires. And yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure. That's all I got to say about how the race went. The finish, I really thought he just laid on the brakes there just because I'm in the playoffs and he's not. I genuinely thought he laid on the brakes, but I was saving fuel there a lot and he wasn't, so I guess I understand. I was saving a little bit more fuel towards the end, even though we pitted late and saved a lot of fuel. And yeah, if they had one more lap, they definitely would have just stormed right past us, or something would have happened. We would have got bumped. Well, we would have known if there was one more lap in the race, but I came away with the win somehow. By the skin of my teeth.
I was gonna say, was that, seeing as you said you didn't have a car that was capable of winning, is that what drove the Hail Mary, if you want to call it that, at the last green flag pit stop where you just went no tires?
Yeah, I figured that racing with Hollywood, he's always got a strategy up his sleeve, so, and I knew Hollywood was saving fuel. He was at the back of the line. I knew he was saving a lot of fuel, so I was trying to do the same thing. And yeah, we ended up coming out together. And yeah, like I said, if there was one more lap, then it would have been way different. But I'm thankful I got the win, and points will reset in the next round. I'm really looking forward to the next round. I feel like I'm really pretty good at Road America, Dover, and Phoenix. I've won a league race at Dover this year and 2 at Phoenix this year in different leagues. So I'm pretty confident going in the second round. And then, yeah, I'm going to just try to be as competitive as I can be rack up as many stage points and put a whooping on the field.
I was going to ask, is there any track in particular where you think you can pick up potentially another win at? I know the road courses are a little bit of a wild card for some, and it could be another spot for a guy such as yourself to really capitalize on others' misfortunes.
I'm really looking forward to Phoenix. I've already won 2 races there this year in different leagues. And I just got a slick fast car there. And Dover, my car's pretty damn bad fast there, so I'd say watch out if you're my competition. No cocky shit. Watch out.
All right, well, hey, we'll let you go celebrate this one. And
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
yeah, we'll make you a Guinness World Record for the closest finish in Phantom when we get the chance.
That was crazy. I was content with my second place.
Hey, congratulations, though, brother.
Yes, sir.
That will do it for your top 3 up in the booth, and that will do it for. Let us check the. Oh, we can't check the timestamp because all it says is that we're live. But I would only assume that this was about 2 bloody hours.
Yes, it's currently 11:30.
Yes.
I'm hungry.
But that will do it for us here. Cats need to be fed. Humans need to be fed. We're going to close on out of here and let you all get on with your night. We thank you for joining us here on this Saturday for what was the end of round 1 in the playoffs. And we look forward to seeing you next weekend for the start of round 2.
Rose already asking about the points. We just finished. Rose already asking about the points.
Actually, guys, I think we're gonna take a break next week and do the Bristol Dirt All-Star race.
Ooh, you might see your broadcaster in that one. I fucking love running Bristol Dirt.
We rock, paper,
Dude,
scissors.
I love running Bristol Dirt.
Yeah.
Because we both can't do it.
So.
Actually, I'll let Timmy do it. I'll watch from the... Because even though I like Bristol, I know good and hell well I'm not going to compete with
Talk to
anybody.
Shady Acres and see if he can come in and broadcast the race for us.
Don't tempt me. but we'll solve that next weekend. And we'll look forward to seeing all you there willing and watching. That will do it for us here at Phantom for this Saturday night. Like and subscribe if you liked what you see. We need to hit 200, man. Come on, help us do it. But
I might post a video of that finish in the shorts algorithm. That video might pick up.
Oh yeah, do that.
Work. That could be our reel to get the extra 3 in. Or however many left we need.
Yeah.
3, I meant 7.
I think
I can't count.
I don't know. I do know it is time to go.
See ya.